Argentina is probably the most recent economic example we have that has really gone through the most entire process from financial ruin to civil unrest and violence, etc., that we have had in very recent history. I believe that if readers and listeners would just Google or YouTube search this topic, it would provide a lot of insight as well as visual imagery, reality to them with respect to the coming near future. Perhaps revisiting this Argentina example on all your programs, you contribute to participate in what might participate and shed some light on that perspective for the readers and listeners. Pointing people in this research direction might be a huge shock that many more people now who are listening are ready to embrace its coming reality. Incidentally, we have subscribers in Argentina, Uruguay, Chile, and Brazil. And they tell us in that region that there are no coins and bars available, period. There just isn't any. And I know the same is true in Mexico. And I've heard the same about Costa Rica. I haven't heard about Panama and the other countries which I did not mention. But anyway, they're hard to find. On with the letter. Coincidentally, I received an email with a video by an Argentinian economist. We had that in our last issue. Not today, but on Saturday. And it's very good. He points out the same things we do in our letter. And I was glad to see he made the videotape for the world to see. It comes in two discs or whatever they call them. As you can tell, I am behind the times when it comes to technology. And I've never been a master of all things, that's for sure. And I have other people who do that for me because I don't want to think about that. 20 hours a week on the air and writing, like 70 or 80 pages a week keeps me filled up. In fact, somebody yesterday said, you have got to write a book about derivatives, or at least a paper, blah, blah, blah. And I said, look, I'm working 15 hours a day now. What do you want me to do? I mean, I don't know how many people have asked me to write books, and some of them are professionals who say, well, look, we'll outline it, we'll help you, but your experience is so valuable that we want you to do that. I said, well, maybe 5 or 10 years down the line after the revolution, I'll think about it. That's if I survive. And, they usually say, well, what do you mean, survive? I said, because if there's a revolution, I want to be in the middle of it. I mean, why wouldn't I? I don't want those bad guys to get away with everything. Anyway, going on, Chris said that the video is fascinating, and all of you subscribers have access to it. And all of you people out there who are not subscribers, I think that you should email me or go to the site or go to the Splendorous Melody and get a copy of that issue. So you can go to the link. And all of you people who are on hard copy, I'm afeared that you can't do that. But that's the way it is. Going on with the letter. Specifically, his comments on the new gold-backed dollar, introduction of a new gold-backed dollar, which really would not be backed by real gold, and its effect on the real gold market price caught my attention. Both you and Melody and many others have discussed this concept on many programs, including this one, to get people awakened and educated, but I never heard someone state that it would, in my opinion, adversely affect the gold price during this transition. We have always speculated that gold market price would rise to the stratosphere, so to speak, as a collapse unfolds. And I don't agree with him on that. He's defying history. It's just like the situation we get with all the money and credit they're creating and telling us that is not going to cause hyperinflation. Of course it is. And I always found with economists, they always have a kink in their armor. They always have their pet outside-the-box idea, which is usually cockamamie. And we go to a new dollar, gold's going up, believe me. I thought your newsletter might, let's see, they talk about what they just said. Talk a little bit about the economic and financial collapse of Argentina. There's not much to tell. They printed too much money and credit. And Argentina has a fascist government, has had since the 1930s. And, you have a continuing evolutionary governmental collapse when you have any kind of socialism, whether it's communism, socialism, or fascism. None of them work. And so it's nothing new. And the people, of course, tried to move their money to Uruguay. Some of it had the money there already. And so some of the wealth was saved. But Uruguay had terrible problems as well this last time. So I don't know that anybody really made out very well. And so the bottom line is, if you see trouble coming, you want to be in gold, silver coins. I mean, even today, look, they can't even buy them because there isn't any. I mean, not only a year ago they thought that would happen, but it has. I mean, Melody has them. American and European dealers have them. Not in great amounts. But it's been a year that they've been in fairly short supply. I mean, Melody, would it be easy to get 100 Krugerrands right now?
It's easier to get 100 Gold Eagles or 100 Maple Leafs. I mean, you got to remember that, Krugerrands, they're the older ones and so forth. And so, it's, I usually just do the Maple Leafs or Gold Eagles because I know the availability for those and what the shipping, if there are any shipping delays on them or not. But it's right now it's pretty easy to pick up 100 of those coins. But I wouldn't
in
do
Europe, it. They're very short in coins.
But I wouldn't
and
do
I think one of the reasons why is they're shipping them all to other countries.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the traffic in coins has come for the American market, at least out of Europe.
Uh-huh.
And then we get letters from people, which are in the International Forecaster, said, look, I went down the bank and, I couldn't get any Krugerrands, but they said they could give me 4 American Eagles and 4 Maple Leafs. Well, big deal. I mean, it's okay if you're a small buyer, but I know people who have walked into coin dealers in Frankfurt. The tennis player, Becker, went in and I don't know how much money he spent, but it was substantial. But that was before the shortage came about maybe 10 months ago or whatever it was. And Boris Becker is his first name. And so that's what you want to have in the final analysis. If you see trouble coming, and we do see it coming. I mean, it's all around you. You've got to have gold and silver coins. You've got to have them. It's very, very, very important. If you're poor and you can't buy them, so you can't buy them. At least put some food away, have a filter, get your seeds and get a garden going. I know my daughter practically feeds the whole family out of the garden, and it's not that big. And so, of course, she lives in a warm climate, so she gets 4 crops a year. But still, you got to be doing something toward supporting yourself under more dire circumstances in the future. Because this is not going to get better. It's going to get worse. And